Welcome to the regular board meeting of the Sewer Authority Midcoast for Monday, September 9th, 2019. May I have a roll call, please?
Director Reddick.
Here.
Director Lohman.
Here.
Director Dye.
Here.
Chair Penrose.
Here.
Director Sater-Cutter. Present. And Director Fletcher.
Here.
We're opening the meeting to public comment. Do we have anyone from the public that wishes to speak to anything that is not on the agenda?
Yeah, I'd like to introduce two of our new employees to the board. We have Felipe from Collections, who's been with us for about
Welcome.
2.5 months, and Marcos, who's also in Collections for the past 2 weeks.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you.
Any other public comment?
I want to say something. Our finance guru, Stacy, just made it possible for the board to watch a movie called All the Queen's Horses. And it's a documentary about a town, Dixon, Illinois, and how almost $54 million was embezzled by one person. It's a riveting documentary of a movie. You can put it on and you don't have to watch it. You can sit and knit or crochet or do the dishes or I don't know whatever
Embezzle
men are doing
Yeah.
things. But it's a
Online
very
poker.
worthwhile
We do all this.
movie for everyone to watch because it's a shortish movie, but it was just very fascinating about the whole this woman the woman who was the embezzler, her whole lifestyle and how much trust people had put into her because of their other relationships with her. So I highly recommend it. It's a good movie and it lets you know why some of these things that seem like bureaucratic, petty ante controls are really important for making sure things are not going awry in a way that you don't want them to.
Is the message is we're supposed to watch Stacy more closely? Is that what you're
No, Stacy, now I know why Stacy's making us do more work though. She wants to put the blame on us.
Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
A second.
Second.
Everyone in favor?
Aye.
We move on to regular business, 4A.
Yeah. So is to discuss the disengagement of Maze. Maze was hired by Sam last year after approval by the board, and things didn't work out very well, and therefore previous general manager terminated the contract, and we moved on to a different firm. So this is just giving a detail about what happened between Sam and Maze, and we'd just like the board to accept the report.
Okay, can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The report is accepted.
I think
Thank
it might
you.
be worth just explaining that they were working on financial matters and did not seem to be able to keep up with the need for coming up with reports in a timely manner and so forth, correct?
Correct.
Explain who they were.
We're moving on to 4B, report on goat grazing.
Yeah, so coming to goat grazing, I'm sure most of you would have noticed, even the public noticed a lot of goats grazing on the property, and we just thought we'll update everyone and tell you what we achieved and what happened. So I'll pass it on to Tim to go ahead and brief everybody about it.
So, the goat grazing, I actually started looking into the goat grazing quite a few years ago, a number of years ago. And somewhere along the line it sort of fell off, and then just trying to be good stewards to the property and good neighbors, obviously. with the folks over in Kehoe, it seemed like a good route to go. Everyone seems to like the goats. We did get a lot of folks from the neighborhood that would come over and watch the goats, much like they do down in Poplar. A lot of this, the goat grazing probably wouldn't, without the help and the work of the people at the planning department in Half Moon Bay, that really helped us get the ball rolling on this again. I think like I said, I started this like 10 years ago to get the goats here. So that seems like a long time for something to happen. And but anyhow, if you have any questions, there's pictures in here of, you know, the before, the after. We're still gonna get together with the biologists, and they're gonna have a final report on their findings and, you know, what they think we should do going forward. But all in all, it actually, I think it was well received by the public, and it worked out really well.
The photographs were great, the before and after really, you know, as I was going through it, I was seeing all these after photographs, and then I saw the befores and I realized
Yep.
how much goats eat. A lot. Yeah.
And I'd just like to, again, my compliments to the city of Half Moon Bay, which provided staff to step in at the last minute when the local birding community raised some issues, and to get the fire department here and sit down and figure out a way to do sufficient clearing to provide the security that the fire department wanted, the defensible space, and still protect some of the habitat for the birds that use this area, especially in the fall migration. And they have already observed one very rare bird, a chestnut-sided warbler, a couple days ago, here on the property.
That's
So,
great.
Yeah, it's great.
That is good.
Excellent, so we're just accepting that report. Moving on to 4C, authorize the acting general manager to issue a purchase order in the amount of $24,789 to GSE Construction Company.
Move approval?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
I stopped by here and the comment was made that there could be some significant, that there are 3 of these that need replacing, and it was possible that by doing all 3 at once, there would be significant efficiencies. And I thought that was gonna be mentioned. I'm certainly not assuming that I know enough about this to say this, but was this something you looked at and you feel that the other 2 are fine?
Yeah, at a point of, we have 3 primary clarifiers. At a point of time, we use 2 as of the present situation, and all 3 of them need replacement, that is for sure. So we were able to get quotations for 2 of them, which is, if we do 1 clarifier right now, the equipment itself costs about $19,000. That's already there in the attachment in the packet. If we do 2, then it's going to cost only $30,000, so we're going to save $10,000. So it would definitely make sense to do more than 1, but we thought we'll present it to the board, and that's why we attached quotations for 2 numbers also. Right now, we do not have the amount for 3 numbers, am I right, Tim?
You're correct, no.
Yeah,
not yet.
we do not have the price for 3.
But both need to be replaced, and we would save $10,000 by doing 2
Yes.
of them at once.
But all 3 need replacing.
All
That's what
3
you
need to
said.
be replaced, but at a point of time, we use 2.
But you're only using 2 at a time.
Yes, we
But you
use,
still, you're gonna need the 3rd for a backup, certainly.
yes, but we can replace it at a later date, if required.
Okay.
So
It
move
might
to,
be good to know what the cost for the 3, if that was significantly lower.
Yeah, but since these are long lead items, and we were not able to get the price for the 3rd one, we thought at least we will project it for 2 units. So we would,
So
You
do you
request-
need us to make a motion for 2 units as opposed to 1?
I would like to make a motion for 2 units.
yes.
I
we would.
still don't quite understand the 3rd, what is keeping us from knowing the price for the 3rd?
We haven't received the price from
Was it different?
the distributor.
We
For
might,
3.
we might be able to save another $10,000.
That's what I'm thinking, if we got all 3 at once, is it possible we would save even more? And should we wait on it?
Can we make some
Can
kind
we
of a
jump in?
motion which lets us
Yeah, right.
stall a little bit?
Tim?
The, on the primary clarifiers, like Kishan said, there are 3 clarifiers. Usually we have 2 in operation. Currently, the middle primary, which is really the swing primary that we can use when we take one of the outside ones, offline so that we can take them down for inspection, we can put that middle one up online. Right now, we can't because the skimmer, if we try to, and the skimmer is just the trough that rotates that this bit is for, if we try to rotate it, the entire skimmer moves up off its horizontal axis, meaning that the bearings are just completely shot. In fact, the skimmer, when it was inspected, is corroding away, and that's why we're bringing this to the board. So, yeah, like Kishan said, if we get one, 19, if we get two, it would be an additional $10,000 more. The one on the third skimmer is actually 10 feet shorter. I don't know if that's gonna make a huge amount of difference, but based on what we're looking at, there's a high probability that it would probably be like an additional $10,000. But I don't know, I reached out to the lady on GSE Construction, rather on Friday or Thursday. I hadn't heard back from him by Friday. I reached out again today and I'm waiting for a response.
And do we
How
have
about
the
if
money, do we have the money in the budget for multiple units?
Yes, we do have it, it's a part of the operations and maintenance.
For all three, if we chose to encourage you to investigate, all three, would that be burdensome on some other part of the budget?
No, at this moment, I think we should be able to accommodate 3 of them.
And I would like to
Assuming-
say, I went and looked at it, and it's falling apart, it looks terrible, so. What if I
We
make a
could
motion
authorize
to
2 and then
authorize
contingent
2
3?
and a third
Contingent third.
Third contingent.
if the price is consistent with the second one?
Mhm.
How about that?
Second.
Because
All
by
in
the
favor?
time they get all this, it's gonna take, they're not gonna start like tomorrow, so
Appreciate that.
you've got some time if you can get all 3. Let's do it.
So we're authorizing 2, and then a third if it,
Third
if it
contingent
makes
on-
sense. Yeah,
If it's the same
On cost,
price
yeah.
differential, what is, perfect,
Right.
okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So authorized. 4D, authorize the acting general manager to issue a PO in an amount not to exceed $52,000 to wastewater management specialists for ongoing services. Can I have a motion?
So
I'd like to hear what has been happening.
What has been happening, okay,
I will
Yeah.
second that, by the way, but I still want the report.
we have been, actually, I did a little PowerPoint, but I don't think I need to get into that. Is that-
Oh,
is that
please
question?
don't.
Okay, I thought you'd say that. We have been working quite a bit on.
Steve, can you hear that?
Yeah, okay, and some of the plant stuff, the issue of these troughs is something that we've been talking about. I've been working with Kishan quite a bit on the general manager recruitment effort. We actually have, can I steal this thunder a little bit?
Go ahead.
Yeah, we actually have interviews scheduled starting tomorrow with recruitment firms, I call them headhunters, that have given us proposals, we reviewed their proposals, and I'll stop there with Kishan finishing his report, what his plan is with those guys. I started working with Stacy, just in discussion about the issues that are facing the accounting and the finance department, and this movie we just watched is just a perfect example of those kind of controls that we need to just really get in place and start working on, and get the auditor's recommendations in place, and make a concerted effort towards that. At the same time, going forward, I think getting the manager hired as soon as we can is an important thing, and that's probably a 90 to 120 day process at best, assuming we can find somebody. Financial stuff's gonna take several months, if not years. At the same time, we'll start working on the process control management plan, working on that, just a small amount of that. Some succession planning is a critical thing we need to start working on. I think those are the big ones right now, that all that stuff's been touched on, but we're just touching on stuff right now.
For the public, I was asked a question by a constituent who said, well, if we're going to be hiring a new manager at SAM, why do we need Dan? can't this new manager do all of this stuff?
Very good question. If you, how do I word this? If we're fortunate enough to find somebody that has all those, and this is patting myself on the back here, but has all the skills, talents, and experiences that I do, I would tend to agree with that. But I think realistically, whoever you hire is going to need some coaching, some development, some help. Not that they won't be good managers, but they have a day job to do too. They gotta run this facility day in and day out. And to be able to take on this on top of that is just a huge amount of work that I don't think it's fair, very, very few people would be able to handle it. So,
Thank you.
Do we have a specific list of deliverables that would match this 52,000? I mean, we had the big presentation, which was like, you know, a whole bunch of slides, but for this piece, do we, you know, the following 4 things? Or is it
It's
more general help?
It's more general at this point. We're not to that point. I'm hoping for your October 28th meeting to have that more specific list of deliverables and a phased approach of how we're going to actually be able to put this all together and make it all work so that it's not such a big commitment all at once, and we can, a lot of it, as I talked before, is so intertwined, it's hard to put real deliverables and hard dates on some of the stuff, but the stuff that I can, I want to be able to give you that information and have you be able to hold me accountable for it. That answer your question?
Go.
I support this and I'm in favor. I think that what you're gonna be able to do for this organization entity is really worthwhile and valuable. I have some concerns about the vagueness of this particular $50,000, and then I am very anxious to see the next piece and have more specifics and maybe fine tune it quite a bit. That's a lot of money for us to spend. I realize that there are a lot of things that we need to pay attention to, and I realize that you are uniquely qualified, and I'm really lucky to have you here to help us. I'm not questioning that. I just do feel that for this level of funding, we really need to see a contract that spells out what the goals are and how we're going to get there, because it's a lot of money.
Well, I don't think we'll be
agree.
spending much initially because I think he's going on vacation for 2 weeks.
Well, I know, we're just spending $50,000 tonight, but $50,000 is real money.
It's still real money, and it should take us, because of my vacation, it should take us through the end of October, so.
Great.
the
And you'll
big
bring a
fo-
report to the
big focus for
October
this
meeting.
next 60 days is the general manager and getting a kick start on 2 things I didn't touch on earlier. The audit that's ongoing, try and help get that going, some of the policies, but also get a budget process that gives us more clarity and more transparency into the budget at SAM. So those are the
I'd
main
like to see the
focuses during
focus
this
be on
time.
getting the finances in order. And we have Stacy who's helping us with that as well, so.
I think we all would. We agree
Yeah.
with that, yeah.
Okay, so, do we have a motion on this?
We have a motion and a second, Debbie and me.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We move on to general manager's report.
Yes, I have one item to report, although the monthly report would be always brought to the board in the second meeting of the month. But I just have to report that we've started the process of recruitment of an agency for sending out advertisement and going ahead and get started on recruitment of a general manager. So we sent out the RFP to 4 firms, and all 4 firms have given us their proposal. And to name the firms, CPS HR Consulting is one firm. The second is Koff Associates, and the third is Avery Associates. The fourth one is Bob Murray Associates. They were the one who were hired last time to get Beverly on board. But although they gave us the proposal, they sent me an email yesterday saying that they do not have the capacity to move forward right now, so they've put back the proposal. So it boils down to 3 firms. So we have set up interviews. Dan and I would be going through that process and selecting either 1, 2, or 3 firms. We recommend those firms to the board. So my question to the board is whether the board would like to interview them, or would they be interviewed by the ops committee? And if so, can we set it up for September 23rd?
I'm good with the committee doing it, rather than us interviewing recruiting firms.
I'm not on the committee, so I'm fine with the committee doing it.
I mean, we wanna interview the people, but not necessarily the firms. That's just my thought.
So the job would be to interview the firms themselves.
Correct. I
Do you
think,
want to do
But
that?
aren't you, you're on the operations.
Do you want to
You're on
do
the
that?
operations.
I mean,
think
well,
so.
my question is, do we
No,
want
it's-
to do
it's
that?
Jim,
Why
Catherine,
do we wanna
and Catherine.
interview the firms?
I think we
Happens
need
on
to
both
interview the
committees?
firm,
Why?
find out, we need to look at what their history is, to get our sense of comfort with them, with what kind of quality, folks they're going to be sorting for, how they do their recruitment.
Have they done this kind of people before, general manager
They-
level?
If you don't wanna participate, that's fine, I think,
No, I
I'm
didn't
wi-
say
I'm
that.
willing
What
to.
what I'm asking is, do we want to do it?
I
And
think
you
it's,
say yes.
I think it's important to know who, it's part of those controls.
Do you want to interview all 3 of them, or do you want us to try and screen some of them?
I would like you to screen them.
Down
If you
to 2.
decide one firm is not
Two.
gonna do the job, then I don't see any
I
reason
would
to
screen
bring
to
them.
2.
okay, we bring
Screen
it down
two.
to 2.
Yeah,
If you think they're all 3 great, bring 3, but it, you know,
It's fine.
And I have to look at my calendar, but I.
No, I can work with the,
assuming if you
I can work with the committee and set it up at a later date.
Yeah,
But my question was, just the operations committee is fine, or?
I think that's
Okay, perfect.
agreeable.
So I'll work with the operations committee and find out what date is suitable and
That's
set
great.
it up with the,
Thank you. We can do a doodle.
definitely, yeah, I will do
I
that.
like the doodle.
Yeah, I'll do that, do it.
Yeah.
Do the
and,
bid.
and Rick, it'll probably come up when I'm not here, so you're it.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I thought you'd appreciate that.
Okay,
Can I
so I'll
bring
send it out to the
it?
operations committee.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And that's all I had to report.
Okay, Mr. Nelson.
I said last time, I saw it in the minutes, that I was gonna tell you later about a Supreme Court opinion. I'm gonna say the same thing tonight, because not yet final, so we'll, maybe the next board meeting will be final, that inverse condemnation lawsuit about sewage backups. And giving sewage agencies a very reasonable defense, where backflow devices are required, and making more clear the connection that's required between the project or the system and the problem. So, but I'll tell you more later.
Great.
we can't wait.
Do we have directors' reports? Topics for future board consideration? Any other public comment? We will then move into closed session. We'll take a 5-minute break to let Steve get unset.